Hi guys, a very good afternoon. Masquera say, Masquera say, Masquera say. Let us look at what Professor Jonathan Moyo did during his tenure as a minister in the government of Zimbabwe. It is very important for us to note that Professor Jonathan Moyo is not an easy person to work with. It's not somebody you can just listen to just like that. You have to know the consequences of working with people like Professor Jonathan Moyo. You need to understand the modus operandi of Professor Jonathan Moyo. Edmund Kudzai is on record saying that he was introduced to the military intelligence department by Professor Jonathan Moyo, where they were going to work maybe on propaganda and so forth, and making sure that they send the wrong information into the media. So probably that is the reason why you saw Professor Jonathan Moyo during the days of Itai Dzamara. These are the people who were operating Edmund Kudzai. They were in power and controlling state newspapers and so forth, and they were writing false narratives on those issues. But today, let's focus on a very important issue. In 2004, a man called Charles Mabika was fired from his job. The reason why Charles Mabika was fired from his job is because he had a commentary on J.J. Okocha. And the commentary which Charles Mabika had on J.J. Okocha was very, very simple and professional. He said, the name J.J. Okocha, he said the parents of J.J. Okocha knew what was going to come because they named him twice to say JJ. So he was just commenting about soccer, about football, and he was fired from ZBC because of just a commentary, a football commentary. This is the legacy of Jonathan Moyo. So if you go on to BBC Sports of 2004, you will see this whole information, the reason why Charles Mabika was fired from work. Just a simple commentary. It made him get fired from Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation. And this is a man, same Jonathan Moyo, who wants to come and lecture us how to acquire or how to have democracy in the nation of Zimbabwe after making sure that he terrorized everybody. Go to Thomas Mapfumo, his music was banned. Who banned it? It's Jonathan Moyo. Go to Chingaira's music, to Chipanga's music. Some of it was banned. Who banned it? It is Jonathan Moyo. So that is the legacy of Jonathan Moyo, and there is nothing positive which comes from someone like Jonathan Moyo. So whenever Jonathan Moyo speaks, you can actually see that he is not a proper candidate to work with. In 2016, he was asked about the sacking of Charles Mabika, and he said, even up to today, it will happen to you if you do something similar to that. So to them, patriotism is about dissing other countries, attacking other countries. That is patriotism according to Jonathan Moyo. So if we are to work with Jonathan Moyo today, it means we are going to be at war with every country. So if you look at the history of Britain, Britain colonized America. It colonized a lot of countries. Britain colonized a lot of countries. Some of those countries, they are now in good relations with Britain. Go and check the relationship between the British and the Americans. They now have a tight relationship. But British people once colonized the Americans. So you cannot continue to pursue the path of destruction, Yana Jonathan Moyo. Yekuti everything you say about Munwepa next door, it is labeled as an attack. So these are the people who preach about patriotism, and they want to control the narrative of the opposition in Zimbabwe. They want to control how the opposition operates. They have forgotten that they destroyed everything. So you can actually see that akuna munu asina kuvadzwa na Jonathan Moyo. Go to this man. Who do you call him? Leonard Jakata. Leonard Jakata suffered the same fate from Jonathan Moyo. So Jonathan Moyo cannot come and tell us anything. This Charles Mabika issue pains me a lot. How can you say it's unpatriotic to comment a footballer, a mere footballer? Kuti hanzi JJ Okocha agona bora, and you say hanzi just commenting the skills. Honestly speaking, JJ Okocha is the best. You cannot you cannot say if somebody comments good about JJ Okocha, you can't say that person is not patriotic. And Jonathan Moyo had to fire Charles Mabika because of that. So you can actually see that that is the reason why there is no progress in Zimbabwe, because every person who goes against the views of these people when they're in power, that person is removed from power. That person is purged. So when you are an editor at Herald, you must dance according to the tune of the minister. If you fail to dance according to the tune of the minister and decide to do otherwise, they fire you. Daily News was bombed. Why? Because it was exposing the regime. So they had to bomb Daily News. This is Jonathan Moyo. He destroyed livelihoods. He destroyed a lot of people, careers. And look at ZBC right now. Up to this day, we have one broadcasting television station in the nation of Zimbabwe, whole nation of Zimbabwe. We don't have, if you go to South Africa, you see ENCA, you see ETV, you see SABC, you see a lot of various TV platforms. Why? It's because the ministers there do not interfere the same way when Jonathan Moyo interfered. So you can actually see that these are the people we are saying that they can't come and tell us how to bring democracy, how to bring a good Zimbabwe here. These are the people who must keep quiet. These are the people who must not talk. He can't. So basically, Team Zimbabwe, I don't know your take regarding this matter, but Jonathan Moyo, throughout his career, is someone who was, you can't tell Jonathan Moyo anything. So a lot of people will come and say, vanhu vari kutaura vachituka Jonathan Moyo about his sister and his daughter. And the question is, how do you feel about the Zamara family? How are you feeling about the Zamara family? Because the issue of Ichai Zamara has never been resolved so far. So when Zamara's kids and family think about it or see it through the media, how do they feel? So Jonathan Moyo does not want anybody to remind him about who murdered his family, his father, his daughter, his sister, and so forth. But he is quick to come and attack other people who are asking for democracy in this nation, who have suffered, who are victims. We have people in 2008, vakagurwa maoko, short sleeve, ne long sleeve. Up to this day, they cannot work for their families. And we have people who try to come on social media to coach other people to say, don't say that to Jonathan Moyo. It's inhuman. What did Jonathan Moyo say after 2008? He came and sanitized the operation yakaitwa na Mugabe, short sleeve and long sleeve. He sanitized it. He attacked everybody who was speaking against that deadly operation. He attacked everybody. So Jonathan Moyo is somebody who we can't defend as young people, because his legacy is full of rot. So honestly speaking, if I look at this Charles Mabika issue, this issue is not political. It is an issue of sports. So some people would say, Jonathan Moyo, this is politics. What? What about this issue at Charles Mabika? I brought this case because I want you to know who Jonathan Moyo is. This was not a political case. This was not a political issue. It was just an issue of people in sport. This was just an issue of people in sport and someone who was doing his job very well and just commenting football. And Jonathan Moyo made sure that Charles Mabika was home. And he said Charles Mabika lacked patriotism. That is what he said. So to them, if you are a patriotic Zimbabwe, you cannot support Nigeria. You cannot support another team. Or you cannot even comment about what other people, what the good other people do. So honestly speaking, Team Zimbabwe, we need to be careful about these people. This is the reason why these are the detractors, people who are fighting our democracy, people who are fighting our quest to win power in 2023. So we are not going to let them do whatever they want. We are going to continue to expose them. You can see here on the screen, go to BBC Sport and check on this article, Charles Mabika in 2004. It's embarrassing, very embarrassing. How can a grown-up man who is a minister sack somebody for the sake of just a commentary? It's so shameful. So Team Zimbabwe, I don't know what you think about this whole matter. I don't want to take it far. I want to keep it short. I don't know what you think, but I think that I have exhausted all the points here. I just brought this issue of Charles Mabika so that you understand and know who Jonathan Moyo is and how cunning Jonathan Moyo can be. He's somebody who can't be trusted with power. When he's in power, he abuses power. He does have a long history from the liberation struggle up to this day. He does have a long history of sabotage and being a sellout. So this is a man we can't trust. When you see people attacking Jonathan Moyo, let them attack him because he's not a good man. They are not physically attacking him. They are not insulting him. They are actually telling the truth. Telling the truth is not actually fighting somebody. When you are telling the truth, you are standing with the truth. This is a man who destroyed the media in Zimbabwe, who destroyed the freedoms in Zimbabwe. This is a man who was behind AIPA and the POSA. This is a man who made our activists to suffer. Up to this day, we are suffering because of those laws. 353 Hans, I wonder if it's patriotic to flee from one's country. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I understand it. Yes, you know what? You have raised something very important. It's difficult for you to say I'm patriotic while you are squatting in Kenya, running away from your country. You are not, because Jonathan Moyo is not yet work in Kenya. You know, I understand the people who might go to Britain, to Sweden, to whatever country, or who might go to the diaspora to work for their families. But I understand those people. But for Jonathan Moyo, who is not working in Kenya, what are you doing there? Your farm is there. Nothing is happening at your farm. People in Zimbabwe are importing maize from Zambia because the patriotic person, Jonathan Moyo, fled from Zimbabwe and is squatting in Kenya. Instead of you coming to utilize your farm, you are running away. Why are you running away? So, Mr. Mlevu and your Kabao and your team, go to hell. We don't care about you. So, when we go to the election in 2023, we are not going to take any advice from you. We are not going to rely on you for us to win. Why? We are going to rely on voter mobilization, voter education, and making sure that every person participates. So Jonathan Moyo is a reptile and should never set foot back. Basically, you come back. Chamisa, you come back. He's just furious at this moment, but he knows very well that he will come back. Change because Advocate Nelson Chamisa is going to unite Zimbabwe and make sure that everybody exercises his or her freedoms. But he does have cases to answer, and so forth, the corruption. You need to answer all those cases. So I don't believe that it will be persecution. Jonathan Moyo. What really happened? Because he destroyed ZimDef. ZimDef was meant for underprivileged students. Jonathan Moyo came, he destroyed everything. Why? Because he himself and his family, they had the privileges to send their kids abroad. But you see, we don't have that capacity. So I know a lot of brilliant young people who failed to afford basic education and failed to do programs at university, just because Jonathan Moyo decided to loot and destroy. Lord Bailey, Jonathan Moyo is one of the main causes of the situation Zimbabweans find themselves in. Yes. You know what? In any Jonathan Moyo, we ambo two zanya short sleeve and long sleeve, because a man who was cut off. Just imagine this thing being removed, or this thing from here. Just imagine that scenario. How is that man feeding his family? How is that man working for his family? That is the question. So Jonathan Moyo can't be somebody who come to try and lecture us or tell us that Advocate Jonathan Chamisa says this or that. You know, I was looking at this foolish thing he brought today. He brought a certain thing. I don't know if I can get it in my system, but he brought a certain issue where Advocate Jonathan Chamisa was holding a hard talk sometimes in 2018, and he had to answer about issues to do with violence which was happening within the MDC. The issue of Amai Dr. Chokozani Kupe and so forth, the attacks which happened Papa Finaro Yamoke Mtsangirai. And you cannot attribute that to Advocate Jonathan Chamisa. We were going through elections in 2018, and you don't expect to see a leader akabata demo vakomana vari pamberi vachimhanya achitera akabata demo. You don't expect that to see a leader doing that. Every leader does have his own ways to resolve conflicts and the problems within the political organization. And honestly speaking, Advocate Jonathan Chamisa, I believe he dealt with that matter decisively. Why? It's because that violence is no more. Look at CCC right now. It's the most peaceful political organization, the most organized and peaceful organization in the nation of Zimbabwe. They do everything without resorting to violence. Mboneni Ngube was killed. Mo Blessing Ali was killed. Who killed them? And what is the position of the leaders? The leaders are continuously preaching peace to say, yeah, let's continue to have peace in Zimbabwe. That is the message. Yet Jonathan Moyo has the audacity to fire people like Charles Mabika for commenting football. Bora. I just imagine Zimbabwe and Nigeria going to war because of football. Have you ever imagined that scenario? Just imagine the president of Zimbabwe and Nigeria not seeing eye to eye because of mere football. Mere football. It's disgusting. Jonathan Moyo, we don't want to see you near power. This is a power-hungry person who wants a position in the next government of Advocate Jonathan Chamisa, who is working tirelessly hard to get a position. Precisely, Jonathan Moyo wanted to be a VP. You want to be a vice president. You want to be a vice president. He's saying, literally, he's saying, Watchman Ngube is not so good. Let me be the vice president. How? How can Jonathan Moyo be vice president? Why now? Guys, let's be serious. Let's go to Chingwizi. Do you know that during the Chokwe Mukosi disaster, Jonathan Moyo was one of the people vaitaura China about the Chingwizi people? Yes, Jonathan Moyo aitaura China about the Chingwizi people. These were victims, and Jonathan Moyo was talking tosh about them. And this is a man who comes to us and say, "Hey, don't talk here about." Just imagine the people of Chokwe Mukosi who suffered in the hands of ZANU-PF. And Jonathan Moyo, the information minister, was defending the ZANU-PF government and the party position. That is a man who wanted to have anything. So you can actually see that after what he said on BBC about Itai Zamara's disappearance, Zimbos should never forgive that snake. Yes, we are not going to let Jonathan Moyo do whatever he wants. We are not going to let them do whatever. So there is an issue where they are claiming Takabatsira Nelson Chamisa, that is hogwash. If you help somebody today, you are helping them just because there is need. Don't ever try to blackmail them because you helped them. Or don't try to come with your dirty tricks and expect that they will listen to you or do whatever you want just because you once helped them. Personally, I don't agree with that stance of Jonathan Moyo. So thank you very much for coming. In conclusion, we brought an issue of Charles Mabika. Charles Mabika in 2004 was fired for a commentary where he praised JJ Okocha during a match between Zimbabwe and Nigeria, which was a World Cup qualifier where Zimbabwe was beaten 3-0. Indeed, the Nigerian team was better than the Zimbabwean team. We lost as Zimbabweans, but the Nigerian team was better than us. That is the truth. Charles Mabika was not in the stadium helping JJ Okocha. No, he just commented what was happening, what he was seeing on the television. That is what he commented. So just imagine, Kuti, this man, Charles Mabika, was commenting and zvaibuda papa radio. And vanhu vanga vari kubocha kwamarangi uko kana kwabvukururu who were on radio. They wanted to appreciate what is happening on the pitch because there are no visuals. So the Zimbabwean government had failed to make sure that there were television television waves in the rural areas. They failed to do that. They failed to end poverty, to make the rural people have access to television. So what was happening is that Charles Mabika wanted the people who had no access to TV to have the feel of what was happening. So when he was commenting, he wanted people to really know what Okocha had done, and a fool had to fire Mabika because of that. And he said in 2016, anyone who does the same thing under the same circumstances will suffer the same fate. No mistake about that. This is Jonathan Moyo. He is unrepentant, this man. He is unrepentant. So what changed Jonathan Moyo in this year? Jonathan Moyo, who created various stories against the CCC for a very long time. So Team Zimbabwe, we have overstayed here. Let me call it quiz right here. Let us meet in other episodes. We are going to bring an issue. There is a Chipinge man who raped a 14-year-old. We need to bring that story live on this program. We are still preparing for the information so that we put it on the screen for your sake, so that you see what we will be referring to. Once we finish to prepare, we'll bring it here live on this program. We talk about it. We want to look at various issues. So subscribe and make sure that you turn on the notification bell so that Patinoya Live, you will be notified that we are live, so that you don't miss about that very important issue. We need to end the issue of pedophiles in this nation of Zimbabwe. Rape is rape, and the rape must be treated as a rape. So this is it, Team Zimbabwe. Let us end it here. Then we'll bring the issue of Chipinge man.